Hey everybody. So I've got many questions about Linda, hypnosis. What is it? How does it work? How did you find it? Like whenever I tell anybody who asks me like, oh, what do you do for work? And I say hypnosis, I get like a million of questions. So since we are here and you are watching this and you are a mother to be, you really want to become a mother, I want to share with you like the truth behind my whole fertility story and why I realized that the subconscious mind was so extremely powerful when it comes to fertility, when it comes to creating a life that you absolutely love. So many of you have heard, I went through infertility, unexplained infertility for 5 years. First of all, actually, it wasn't like unexplained, but because they said like everything was working perfectly and they did the blood tests and everything, and they said like the ovulation is okay and all of that. The thing was, what many of the doctors did not listen to was when I told them like my period is very irregular, is that normal? And they were like, yeah, we did the blood test, it's fine. And I was like, but it's still a bit strange because sometimes the period would come like in a 22-day cycle and sometimes in a 35-day cycle. And everything I was reading online, because as many of you are, I was obsessed just trying to find answers, find my own solution to my own problem online. And I was reading like the normal cycle should be around 28 days. And it doesn't really matter exactly how many days, but as long as it's regular for ourselves, you know? So I said this to them and they were like, no, didn't care. And then we were referred to do like an IVF. And for me, I'm not against IVF, but for me, it didn't feel right. But I thought, okay, let's just go there and just get some information, because I felt bad because the partner I was with, my ex-husband, I felt really bad for him to turn that opportunity of IVF down. So I said, okay, just go and do it. Just get the information. And for me, I thought that this would be an information information session where there would be a lot of couples who were going to be there. I thought it would be more like, you know, an event that we were going to. And I thought like, yeah, maybe there would be like another 10 couples and things like that. And that was like the only reason why I felt okay with going there. But when we arrived, I realized that this was actually a private appointment. And it was to really like starting us in the loop of an IVF. So when I arrived there, and I already knew before, like, this is nothing for me, I really don't want to do it, I started to feel panic. But the good news about this is that I got to talk to first we were like, I think, talking with the nurse, and then we got to talk to the fertility doctor. And this was a lovely lady, actually. She was quite new, I think, because I could just tell like she was quite young. And she was just so passionate about what she was doing. Until this day, I want to figure out what her name was, because I actually want to send her an email and tell her how grateful I am for her meeting me at the level where I was at. So I told her, I was like, I don't want to do IVF. I'm not ready for this. And she was like, I totally get that. That's fine. And I shared with her like that my cycles were so irregular. And she said, did you ever do like really check it yourself? Because I told them that they had done the blood test and everything looked good. And she asked me like, did you do the ovulation test? And I was like, yeah, I did them before, but they didn't show anything. So therefore I stopped doing it. And then we did the blood test and they said it was fine. She said, Linda, I don't think that you are ovulating, actually. So she said, if you can take one thing with you today from this conversation, start to track your ovulation by yourself and buy one of those like really good ones. And she recommended me to a specific brand, and she said it is the digital one where you can actually see a smiley. I guess that some of you know which brand this is, where you can see a digital smiley. And she said, my experience, that's the best brand, or that's the best way of doing it. And she asked me, she was like, track your ovulation and see that you are actually ovulating. And this awesome person, she offered me to call me one time a month to just see how I was doing. And she did. And she called me for the upcoming 3 months. And guess what the answer was to the ovulation? It was that I didn't have any ovulation. And she was like, yeah, this is probably the reason why you have not gotten pregnant, because you're not ovulating. And it's so interesting. I just want to like say this to all of you. It's very interesting because first they're taking the tests and they're saying, hey, everything is good. So this is an unexplained infertility. And then about 4 years into that journey, I got new information, and because of a very passionate doctor who really cared about me as a person, and she's telling me, I don't think you have ovulation, and we're starting to track it. And yeah, so it went from unexplained to actually kind of explain of why it didn't happen. So she said like, yeah, if you feel okay with it, we can start the IVF process. But I just had this voice inside of me just screaming, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I didn't know what that voice was, but that was the first time in my whole life when I started to trust that little voice. And I heard this sentence the whole time inside of me. If it was in my head or in my gut feeling, I cannot explain that, but I just heard this voice. Do not push anything upon your body that your body is not yet ready for. That is what I kept hearing. And it also kept saying to me, Linda, you will get pregnant the day you are ready to get pregnant, and you will know when this is. So I decided, like, I didn't know what that voice was, but I decided to trust it. And I kept being so obsessed with searching for answers online, because obviously the doctors, the medical care, they told us IVF is the only option to go. And I was like, I'm not going to do that, but still I know I'm going to become a mother. So what can I do? And I Googled, and I tested so many of these different things that I know that all of you have been testing as well. Acupuncture, Zoom therapy, Chinese herbs, like all of these different things. Meditation, affirmations, staying off coffee, staying off alcohol, only eating high fat diet, only eating low fat, like all of these different things. I was really obsessed with just finding something that would work for me, but there were no results in that. Like completely nothing. And yes, of course, we also did this thing about having a pillow under your butt and staying half an hour after sex in bed, like you name it. Like we tested it all. Nothing worked. Nothing gave any result. So I kept searching, and when I was ready for it, when I started to I can't remember, but I started to search differently. I started to use different search phrases, probably on the internet. You know how the internet works. You kind of have to know what you're searching for in order to get new pieces of information, because until this specific moment, I've been getting kind of the same information all the time, working with your physical body, relax more and all of that shit. That could be helpful for some people, but it wasn't for me. So this particular day, I'm searching a new kind of phrase, and there comes a woman popping up who is the founder of Rapid Transformational Therapy, which is really, now I can say what it is. It is the express way to manifest the life you truly want. And this woman, who's called Marissa Peer, she told me through a blog post, she was like, if you have a subconscious block, you can do whatever with your physical body, you are still not going to get pregnant, because that subconscious block is going to prevent your body from accepting pregnancy, even though you do IVF, even though you do acupuncture, even though you do Zoom therapy, even though you do the diets. It doesn't matter, because the subconscious block will have been, like, it has switched the fertility off. So she said the solution is to understand what is the subconscious block and then change it to remove that subconscious block, so that the path will be smooth. And it just made so much sense to me, because for 4 years prior, I've been testing all of these different things, only focused on my physical body. And now somebody's talking about this machine, and it just made sense. I was ready to hear that, and it made sense. And I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's test it. She was in another country, so the first thing was not to like go there and do a session with her, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start to listen to some of the hypnotic recordings that she offers for fertility. And those are, by the way, some of the hypnosis, because now I am a clinical hypnotherapist myself, and I had the training in rapid transformational therapy, and you will hear more about that later, but those are also the fertility recordings that I do offer to you nowadays. So I started to listen to this hypnotic recording for fertility. I started to feel really good. I started to feel more positive. I started to feel more hopeful. And I started to feel like more trust in knowing, okay, my kids are going to come. Within 3 weeks, I did a ovulation test 3 weeks in to listen to this hypnotic recording one time every day. Did the ovulation test. And there I was. A smiley with big, massive, fat smile. So, my ovulation started. So, I saw, like, the happiness of that moment, like peeing on that stick, like waiting for those seconds until you can actually see the result, and then having the result. I felt like the luckiest, or the most happy person in the whole wide world. I felt that the power was brought back into my life, because all of a sudden I had started to have a new input in my subconscious mind, and that new input had created a physical result in my body. To see that result, that was absolutely freaking amazing, and I was like, shit, I just did something and something happened in my body. So that was the moment for me to see this little smiley with a big smile. That was the moment where everything in my life just changed for me, and I saw that, hey, if I can start my ovulation by reprogramming my subconscious mind, what else can I do? What else can I do? I decided to take up on the opportunity that she offered, which was for me to come to London and do the training with her. So 3 months after I started my ovulation, I still didn't get pregnant, and I didn't understand back then why, but I didn't get pregnant, but my ovulation was now perfectly working. So it led me to London to do the training with Marissa Peer to become a rapid transformational therapist. And I just became obsessed because I started to see so many shifts in my life. I started to wake up in the mornings feeling more happy about my life. I started to wake up feeling more in tune with myself. I started to find this contact with my inner GPS. I started to actually understand why I had not gotten pregnant. We will bring that up in another video for you. But I started to understand so many of the things in my life, and I started to connect with my own happiness. I started to connect with my passions in life that I had completely forgotten about, because through this infertility story, I'd become an unhappy person, and I had also started to identify myself with that unhappy, infertile person. So that became my identity, and that was the kind of one thing that I was talking to people about. Yeah, I'm trying to get pregnant, I don't know what's going on, you know? A very depressing state. And now, starting to work with my subconscious mind and just tapping into this machine here, my life started to transform so much. So yeah, and and very soon I just realized that the whole reality that I had been creating for myself in a very unhappy life, that was a pure result of the settings that I had in my subconscious mind. So as the title says, I became truly obsessed about doing hypnosis sessions on my own subconscious mind, and I did so, and I've been keep doing so for the last now 5 years. So as soon as I realize something, I'm procrastinating in that area, or I feel fear in that area of my life, do a hypnosis session, I go into the subconscious mind, understanding exactly why. And this is how my life has transformed so extremely much. You know, if you would meet people who would have known me back then in my old life, because I ended up leaving my whole old life because I realized that that wasn't the life that I wanted to live. It wasn't the life that made me happy. And I created all of this awesome life for myself, where I get to do something that I'm so truly passionate about, where I have the most amazing soulmate in my life, where we get to travel, where we get to just like be. He also has his own company where he's also transforming other people's lives, which is so amazing to have this thing in common, that we are both making a massive difference and impact in other people's lives, and we are both teaching how other people can also start to make a difference in not only their own lives, but also in other people's lives. And that makes me so truly happy, because I see that there is a butterfly effect on planet Earth. Like, if I can share something with you that can start to transform your life, and you can start to transform other people's lives, and they can start to transform other people's life, I just see like how all of this is going to get like a super brand new, awesome, cool planet Earth. I can get like really really into this, because I feel so passionate about this. I feel so excited about this. If you only knew, like, if you could only like understand like 5% of this whole thing, the concept of your subconscious mind, you would also, just like me, being obsessed with starting to shift your subconscious beliefs. Because once you do, You are going to move from depression into happiness. You are going to move from a foggy mind into clarity. You are going to move from procrastination into starting to achieve your goals smoothly and effortlessly. You are going to move from complicated drama-related relationships into awesome, happy, fantastic, connected relationships. You are going to start to attract people into your life who understands you, who gets you. You are going to start to attract money-making opportunities, income opportunities that are in alignment with who you truly are, with what your mission is, what you feel passionate and happy about. You will go from infertility into becoming a happy mother of your happy life. The list can go on and on and on. I was just sitting here this morning and writing a list of things, of transformations that I have seen throughout this last 5 or 6 years, whatever it is now, that I've been working one-on-one with clients. These are the lists of transformation that I've been seeing people going from here to here, here to here, here to here, whatever it is that people want to achieve in their lives. I've seen it. And this is the answer to why I'm so obsessed about doing hypnosis sessions. And this is why I'm so obsessed about sharing this with you, so that you, who are watching this until now, 16 minutes in, so that you can start to tap in to your own subconscious mind, to your own power, so that you can go from feeling stuck, feeling frustrated, feeling unhappy, feeling miserable, feeling or being going through the unexplained infertility, to creating a happy, healthy, awesome, powerful, amazing life as a mother. Because I've said this before, if you have a desire to change your life, if you have a desire to become a mother, that is possible, that is available to you. You just need the right help to tap into the power of your own subconscious mind. Once you do, the path is going to be smooth like this. So with that said, I wish you a super beautiful day, and I really hope that we are going to speak very soon, because I am looking forward to follow your journey into a happy, healthy motherhood, going from wherever you start today. Sending you so much love. Bye!